There we go.
What you want?
You're listening to The War Report, a wrestling and relationships podcast with your host, Vince Barry. The War Report is brought to you by TagMeADate.com, where wrestling night is date night. Sign up now, and your first month is free.
All right. Good evening, everybody. It is another beautiful Tuesday, October the 13th of 2015, 7 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we are live and in public, if you will, baby, with the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, where I promise no one will whip and or nay-nay.
Amen.
There we go. Nobody will be doing that tonight. It's not a thing here. But what is a thing is wrestling. And busy, aside from Raw, there was, over the weekend, there was some developments with some people showing up that we didn't think would be showing up. We'll all talk about that in the news a little bit later. But and we also have a pay-per-view, in a little less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Does anybody, first of all, just in general, I totally, I had no idea there was a pay-per-view. I knew there was one coming up, but I didn't know what Sunday it was.
I knew.
You paid attention. Good.
I paid attention.
I did not. Did you know that your webcam is tracking you right now?
It is. I was testing it out.
Okay.
I'm playing with some new features here.
Is this the Xbox Kinect one, or?
Nope. Just my own camera.
Okay. Huh. Is that software or was that hardware that does the following?
Software.
Interesting.
I have a nice web 720p. Actually, this is 1080.
Yeah, I have a 1080 Logitech one. I don't know if it does any of that weird stuff though. And I'm on Mac, so sometimes those drivers just don't transfer over. But anyway, enough about the camera talk. There's wrestling to talk about. Eric, how are things down in your neck of the woods?
All right, pretty good. Can't complain. Got some recent developments going on we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that's the one that I want to talk about the most. Spoiler alert is my poor little friend Rusev. I feel so bad that his real life somehow interfered with whatever kind of push he was going to get. But we'll get to that in a second. That
is a mess, man. A giant mess.
It's a giant mess. Eric, I'm curious, how's the weather down in the Carolinas?
It's been raining a lot.
Okay.
Got a little cool, but it's still very warm.
We're getting ups and downs. One day it's 90, next day it's 30. Rain.
That's fall.
New England is very mercurial in this time of year. So we'll see. They're saying that we're going to get less snow this winter. I don't believe them.
I heard the opposite, actually. I heard it's going to be a rough winter.
Oh, no. See, I read an article. I read a headline. I don't ever read the articles. I just browse past them on Facebook. Who cares? But I saw it was lighter weather than usual predicted for this winter. It was probably the almanac or some bullshit that doesn't actually work, Anyway, let's see. We checked in with Ryan. We checked in with Eric.
Mentioned articles. This is not really wrestling related, but I thought I'd mention this.
Yeah.
Playboy now is officially going to not have nudes anymore in the magazines. I don't know if everyone's aware.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
we found the one guy who doesn't read it for the articles. There we go.
Fuck no. Fuck the articles.
I guarantee you.
Stu, this is why we have you on the show.
I guarantee you.
Honestly.
First non-porn spread will be Caitlyn Jenner.
He's so subtle.
Oh. Ryan, what if Caitlyn Jenner is the Playboy Center?
That's why they're taking the nudes out, is so they don't have to show the junk.
Ryan, you've ruined my faith in humanity, which I didn't think could go any lower.
I do that on a daily.
Oh no!
My job.
I get it. There's so much free porn on the internet anyway.
Yeah.
If you really here's a trick, guys. Ask politely. People will send you naked pictures. just be polite about it. That's really the trick. You just have to be nice. You can't be like, yeah, can I have some naked pictures? It's not the way to go about it.
French fried potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Got my cheese whiz. It's like, damn, dude, show some sense. Anyway, Stu, so we have your opinion on Playboy, which is wonderful. But in general, how you feeling there, Stu? Are you doing all right? You're in a good mood?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right.
I'm great right now.
That's good to know.
My boys are in the playoffs. Got hockey started. Football. You guys, let's rock and roll.
Wait, who's your team? The Mets?
Of course.
Okay. I can't. Say that again. We couldn't hear you. Was it the Mets?
I said, of course.
Oh, of course. I didn't. I mean, I should have.
That didn't come across there, Stu.
Listen, there's a reason they only make yarmulkes in Mets colors, man. They don't make any other baseball team,
Really?
just the Mets.
True.
You always see them, little royal blue with the man.
It's so true.
Anyway, Big Boss Steve, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. We got location searching live with Tag Me a Date. We're growing crazy. Moose from Ring of Honor just liked one of our Instagram photos again, so that's awesome. And we have some great big things coming up. We have some new sponsors. We have some new faces for Tag Me a Date coming. So stay tuned. It's going to get exciting. We have a lot coming up. We have a great partnership right now with Gimmick Tree Entertainment, which is just going to explode, and we're looking forward to it. So we got a lot going on. We're excited. Join TagMeADate.com. First month's free.
Sweet. Well, I think that about wraps it up. We'll see you next. No. We're so concise. Intro and plugs and all that. Okay, so I guess we have the Friedman 5, right? We can go to I can play my song?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, I get to do it. You can't see it, but there's an iPad right up
You
here.
can do it twice, remember?
I get to do it twice. We should get to do it. I should find an excuse to do it 5 times an episode.
And you're gonna get a 5 count. Do you hear that? You're gonna get a 5 count.
3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. Just give me more. More time they keep your ass alive.
The problem is there's lag between all of our connections. We could never sync that if we tried.
Well, I don't think the crowd syncs it half the time anyway.
No, not at all.
You gotta get the rhythm down. Was that the American Males clap? I read an article that they interviewed Scotty Riggs, and Riggs tried to say that was like the same clap the American Males did back in the day, but I don't. Honestly, I didn't watch during the period where the American Males were a thing. So.
Oh boy.
American Males, American Males, American Males. I knew Alexis was gonna text me as soon as I said that thing about the naked pictures. She totally did. And it's not really a trick. It's just not being a creepazoid dirtbag.
They wrestled in suspenders. That's all you need to know.
They wrestled in suspenders. American Males, and they had the greatest theme song ever. Oh boy. What's our 5, Eric?
Okay, so if there's some kind of order, the first thing that happened was the NXT Takeover Respect show. I want to discuss that happened last week. Raw last night, and there's numerous things going on. We got James Storm in NXT. We're gonna get into a more lengthy discussion about that. We got the possibility of WWE wants Del Rio back apparently, but I know he's got stuff with Lucha Underground again, and we got Hell in a Cell along with the Brock Lesnar Stone Cold podcast next week as well.
Austin's been pulled from Raw next week.
I was gonna
Well,
mention.
he was never. No, I mean he was
he
never
ever officially advertised.
Austin says he was never scheduled to be on Raw, but that's just the podcast is right after it.
Okay, I suppose.
Do we know why he's being pulled?
Nothing yet.
Well, Austin said he wasn't going to be part of it.
He wasn't even
in the
supposed
first
to be
place.
on it in the first place.
It was all just hearsay.
Which is plausible.
Austin likes to put the kibosh on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's always rumors floating around about him. Every time there was a rumor, he shot it down, like the CM Punk match and everything else. So, I just saw the rudest picture on Facebook. What does Zack Ryder do after winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? He shuts his Xbox off.
That's hilarious.
I'm a big Zack Ryder fan, and I still find that funny.
That is funny.
Rude. I get it. So what do we want to hit first here?
NXT.
On the docket. NXT. All right, go. Who wants to start? I did manage to watch this NXT show because it's the only tolerable wrestling that WWE puts out nowadays.
I
So,
sadly have not even seen it yet. I mean, I know all the results, and I do plan on watching it, especially the Sasha Bailey match. But
That was amazing.
that's what I heard. But yeah, I haven't even seen it
That
yet.
was amazing, though.
It was very good. I'll save my one and only critique of that ladies match for the end. But who wants to start off with their thoughts on NXT? I'm gonna pull up the results while
Well,
I'm
let me jump in here. I guess we'll start out with the last few matches of the Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament. You had Finn and Samoa Joe against the Mechanics. It was actually a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Finn and Joe won, but they had this thing where Finn went to, had a little leg injury, selling a leg injury, and it looked as if there might be some kind of dissension between them, but there wasn't. But it looked like the tease of that. And then the other match was what was the other match?
It was Jason Jordan and Chad Gable against Baron Corbin and Rhino.
Right. That was a good match too. Oh,
That
the
was
crowd was so pro Gable. It was amazing. They were even singing Gable's name like Angle's theme song. They were like, Gable, Gable.
Awesome.
They got the New Day chant going, safe, the Gable.
Yes. It was
Jason Jordan got some cheers too, though, and
Yes, he did.
I'm a big fan now of after last night, that last event. I'm a big fan of Jason Jordan. I think
I like both of those guys.
I like both of them, but I think that give it 2 or 3 years, you're gonna see Apollo Crews and Jason Jordan kicking ass on the main roster as singles wrestlers, not as a team, because they usually just pair the black guys together because they're racist. I think these guys legitimately have shots as like world championship level black singles wrestlers, because it's just not happening. Kofi, think Kofi's gonna get a world title shot? Shit's not happening.
No,
I could see Big E getting one.
Big E could have at one point. I feel
the body type that Vince loves to.
Yeah. Big E's got those big lats and the big pecs and like. Did you see? There was an animated GIF of Vince McMahon when like Tori or somebody was dancing and he was in the middle of the ring with his feet up on his desk and he was reacting like, oh,
yeah,
like doing the oversell, and then somebody took it and then cut in Gary Stridham from the World Bodybuilding Federation. So Gary Stridham would hit a pose, and then Vince would go, whoa, and like kick his feet up off the desk and shit every time Gary Stridham hit a pose. It was fucking brilliant. Gary Stridham. Never mind. I won't even get into Gary Stridham. Let's talk about NXT.
But let's see what else. The Apollo Crews Tyler Breeze match was really good. And Breeze actually looked really good in losing. Like, he didn't get squat. It wasn't. I wouldn't call it squash by any means.
They trust him with a lot of big matches like this, with like Liger. They trusted him with Liger. They trusted him with Cruz. I don't think the Tyler Breeze thing, like the fake Zoolander, whatever the hell they're doing, is going to translate to Raw. I think it's going to.
It's going to go like Fandango.
I disagree.
Right, I feel like it's going to Fandango, or it's going to Adam Rose, or it's going to,
I disagree.
I hope I'm wrong, but because I like the guy, or I want them to find a gimmick that'll work for that, for that period.
I just feel like periscoping is so big right now, and that's like his whole entrance. That
he's got the whole selfie stick thing. Yeah.
I think it's going to translate. I do.
Well,
I hope it does. We hope it does.
I'm rooting for the guy. I'm just saying, like, if it doesn't, I hope they don't just go with the Adam Rose route and be like, okay, well, the gimmick didn't work, so you're fucked now.
Right.
Maybe they give
But
him
I
something
think
else.
for now he's important to NXT.
He is. I think he's right where he needs to be. Unfortunately, it means jobbing out a lot, but he's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job.
And the
Looks pretty doing it.
Yeah.
Asuka's debut,
Oh yeah.
he just about killed Dana Brooke, and it was awesome.
That was an assault. Yeah.
What did she do that was so incredible?
She was just dominant the entire match.
He's just a beast.
I mean, and I'm not going to downplay. Dana Brooke went from, like, shitty, stinky, smelly to, like, she's athletic as fuck, and I will give her a lot of credit because...
She's a little less green.
Yes.
She's a lighter shade of green right now.
She's shown... Listen, she's shown more improvement in, 8 months than Eva Marie's shown in 3 years. So let's keep that in mind.
Very true.
That is true. But,
I heard a rumor that WWE is looking for non-wrestling roles for Eva Marie, and I hope to God it's true.
I think she would make a good manager.
Yeah.
I think she would do a good job as a manager.
She would do a good job selling hot dogs and shit, too, just as long as she's not wrestling. I don't give a fuck what she does.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like,
I'm with you.
remember when they were trying to have her team with the Bellas? Like, why not just be the Bellas manager?
Right? She could be like the Bella's... She could be like Rico, the Bella's personal stylist or something. Or Queen.
As long as they bring back that Rico's music.
And the leopard print.
Yes.
She would have to grow sideburns as a compromise, though. She would have to have the big Rico
You
sideburns.
look so good to me.
Are we gonna laugh as heartily about any of this shit that's happening now in 10 or 20 years? Like, because we look back on this on the stuff like the milk bath by Kurt Angle, and like Kurt Angle riding out on the scooter and looking like a big goober. Like, do we have any of that shit from 2015? How much of this? No, okay.
Not really. No, sadly, no.
We have the New Day and their trombone.
Pretty much, yeah. The trombone. That's about it.
Well, in them listing off every faction Randy Orton was in.
Damn, Randy, how many factions you been in, man?
I love that. Did Evolution do that? Oh, no!
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, anybody watch that Bull Dempsey-Sawyer Fulton match? I don't think I saw it.
I watched it.
Oh, was that a dark match? Did that not air live? Thank God. Okay. Because that would not be...
Wait, who did Bull fight?
Bull Dempsey against Sawyer Fulton.
Oh,
I don't even know who the hell that is. I'm going to click on it. Yeah, I think that was the whole point.
Are you on the Bull Fit diet?
I believe I am. Actually, I started meal prepping last week, so I'm hoping to slim down a little bit. Then again, I did make honey mustard chicken with mashed potatoes as my meal for dinner every night this week, but we'll see. Iron Man match, which I still think is weird. Okay, I know they wanted to just call it an Iron Man match, but still, I always call it an Iron Woman match, just kind of in my head.
I can contribute to this.
Yes, go.
Triple H on the conference call was debating the difference between Iron Woman, Iron Man. Lita was in the same room and said they want to be treated just the same as males, so they kept the match title.
That's interesting.
Fair enough.
Because they want to be treated equal. It's an Iron Man match. Say, like the Iron Man competition, if a woman wins, they win the Iron Man competition.
Okay.
They don't change the title because a woman.
So it's not about gender. It's just what it is. It's an Iron Man match.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in my head conceiving the match when they announced it, I was like, oh, Iron Woman match would be like I thought it would be a kind of a catchy thing to be like, they're marketing this Divas Revolution. Maybe they want to let them know that it's a women's match, like in the title. But Iron Man match for the NXT Women's Championship is I guess a little less brief way of saying that. So it still works.
Yeah, but like Triple H was saying, if you want to be, it's going to be everybody's Iron Man match. It's not going to be different for a woman or a man. It's just
the rules. The rules aren't different, right? I really liked the match.
Oh, it was great. Could be match of the year.
Now, Vince, what was your one critique?
My critique was I didn't like the finish. Just the modified, like the arm bar she used, and she was stepping on her head, and it wasn't.
It was more of a kick to the head than a stepping.
Right, but you know what I mean? Like, it was heel stuff. And I understand that it was like, okay, it's the last fall, she's given it all she's got, she needs to dig deep down and do something that's out of character to put her away in the last seconds of it. But I don't know. Something to me about her working the arm the whole match and then just putting in like a straight Ronda Rousey arm bar and having Sasha sell it like Ric Flair would sell it at the end of an Iron Man match and tap out right at the end. I would have liked that a little bit better. I don't know. I just thought that Bayley did some stuff that was out of Bayley's character to finish that match.
I think
other than that, I loved it.
I think it fit into the character of this is my women's title. There's no way I'm walking out without it.
Right. And I get that's the story that they were trying to tell. I don't know. Maybe if it didn't have the kicks to the head. I think that was my problem, was the kicks to the head seemed like a heel move.
People will probably argue the same for Ziggler last night. We're raking the eyes. Right.
But maybe he's turning heel. Who knows?
Maybe. But
or they could spin it like, oh, he's doing anything he can to win the championship, and again, they just keep him babyface. And so, they just justify it out.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not going to be down on the match. It was fucking awesome. Those girls worked, and I think every diva on the main roster should be fucking worried because those girls worked circles around all of them.
Well, I wouldn't say all of the divas with how many people just came up from NXT.
Right, yeah, that's true. The NXT call-ups have thickened up a thin roster. And Natty coming back helps too. Natty, it would be great. It would be great if Beth Phoenix, even just for a couple months, came back. Just a couple months.
I would love to see Trish wrestle in another match.
Yeah. It would be cool to see Team Bestie come back and face like Paige and Becky or Paige and Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like a team like that would be interesting. But
I hate to say this, but I almost wish they didn't bring Becky up too, because she's getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, she is.
She'd be being used in NXT right now, and
but think about how lucky
Bayley. So
think about how lucky Bayley is though, because they were going to call her up instead. Because she had that injury.
Well, she would have had the women's title for a little bit before. Wasn't that the plan? Was she was supposed to have the women's title instead of Becky, Sasha Banks?
Yeah, like the whole thing everything got switched around because of her shoulder? Was it a shoulder injury? Wrist. Okay, I knew it was upper body. It was close.
If I remember correctly.
But yeah, I feel bad because Becky, out of all of them, and it's really just a selfish reason because, I don't know, she's got red hair and I like the gimmick and all that shit, and she's cute. Like, I'm a big Becky fan, and she's Irish, and the accent and the whole thing and the fucking puns.
I love the accent. She's gorgeous.
Have you seen the puns she puts on like Twitter and shit? She'll be like, it's about time I got a title shot, and like show a picture of a boat, like little goofy shit like that, and she makes all these puns, and like she'll always if she's on video, she'll like pick up an object and like show you the object as she's making the pun, so you're like,
she's got like a very Mick Foley sense of humor.
So
yeah, she's goofy for sure.
I think she'll be fine though. Cream will always rise to the top. She will find her way. It might take her a little bit longer, but she will.
Yeah. I think if she gets a title shot against Charlotte, and that title shot is on a pay-per-view, preferably like a WrestleMania caliber pay-per-view, or maybe a secondary, like a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series, she could have a spotlight for not just Charlotte, because Charlotte's going to shine anyway. That's the way they've booked it. But
I don't know.
If Becky
With Raw,
got the chance, I think she could put on a killer match with Charlotte and on a pay-per-view.
I honestly think the best chance the women's have of getting to that place is Vince McMahon out of power.
And we say that a lot about a lot of stuff, though. And then we have Triple H, and I don't know if I've fully, I don't know if I'm fully onto the Triple H train yet.
Well,
I just remember Triple H from 15 years ago. I don't want that Triple H to come back.
Well, I'm looking at, for not to keep on dragging up the NXT conference call, but during that, apparently he has complete oversight of NXT. Vince McMahon just has power veto that he hasn't exercised yet.
Yeah.
Well, Vince also doesn't really concentrate too much on NXT either.
Yeah, it's Triple H's baby.
Yeah, it was confirmed that it's all Triple H and Vince only has veto, which he hasn't used.
I'm sure I'm sure there's very little he would consider. I just got a text calling me a Becky mark from my own girlfriend. What a jerk.
What's wrong with that?
Hey, at least she's
trying to bust on me. She is such. We were in a couple days ago, we were in the costume shop. She's like, "Oh my God, I could get these goggles and I could totally be Becky Lynch for Halloween." My girlfriend says nothing like that. She doesn't, but that's the point is.
Well, that's the point.
She wanted to be Becky Lynch, so she can't call me a mark. She's a mark too.
If you're gonna do a mocking voice, you're never gonna do the voice correctly. Come on.
Oh no, you have to sound like as
annoying as possible.
Yeah, like annoying or like as counter to your point as possible. So you're trying to mock them with your tone. You're right. So it won't ever be accurate, but the sentiment was there. She was talking about goggles and being Becky Lynch for Halloween.
I love those goggles. I'm not gonna.
They are cool. And did you see? Oh, there was a video where somebody put Edge's theme song behind.
Yes, I did. I was actually
Becky's entrance. Fuck yeah!
It fits perfectly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They synced it up right, so when it did on this day and it hit the steam hit. Oh, it was great.
I do like her theme though.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing against their current theme.
No, they're doing. I forget who it is. It's like CFOS, and the S is a $sign, and they're kind of taken over from Jim Johnson, who used to do all the shit. Now, this new production company is doing a lot of these themes, and although they kind of sound similar, you can tell when this company does them. They all kind of sound like overproduced stuff. They have a lot of gems though in the middle of that.
Oh yeah.
Becky's being one of them. I like Sami Zayn's.
Yeah. Very good.
I think they've knocked it out of the box with a lot of them now. I don't really like Rollins' theme, but
I don't like any of the Shields, their current themes.
Oh no, I like Dean Ambrose's. I like the motorcycle.
I like the intro to that. But I love
Naomi's is awful.
You know which one I hope to never hear again? Brie Mode!
Yeah, that's
fucking
pretty bad. Oh, speaking of Brie, God, both her and Nikki, their voices are just so annoying. They've got these manly voices, and keep trying to do the whole "Let's go Sasha, we want Sasha" thing that the crowd had been doing, and I'm like, oh my God, Brie, just shut up.
I think I'm hoping that I did actually watch an episode of Total Divas accidentally.
You poor soul.
I was watching I did the live, just was watching the network, and it ran into Total Divas. Their voice isn't as annoying as it is on Raw.
I just don't.
They're just awful in every way.
I don't dig their act. I don't. I'm not. And listen, not in every way, because let's be honest. No. I need to come to their defense just a little bit.
They're not even the ring.
I've met them. They're very, very nice. They are extremely nice.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they are.
They work heels quite well. I mean, who else?
They do. Yeah.
Who else is gonna get that much heat?
Nobody. But the whole. Nikki needs to stop with this whole "I didn't get my spot because of John Cena" thing. You got your spot for 2 reasons. No, she got her spot for 3 reasons: John Cena and her implants.
I think I wouldn't say that it was because she was already floating at the top before she was with John Cena.
Yeah, but the whole record title reign.
I think it was right place, right time. If, say, someone else it was a product of AJ Lee leaving and her holding the title, and they just kept it on the heel.
Like, despite.
Yeah, they kept rolling with it. What better way to get her more heat than breaking everybody's favorite divas?
I see what you're saying. I just, but how much more heat does she? How much more heat does she need? Honestly, like they've done it so much.
I am gonna defend John Cena on this one. I wouldn't have liked the idea if Charlotte came in and won the title like.
Like right off the bat? No.
Yeah,
like Paige did?
Yeah, for some reason I drew a huge blank on Paige because it would have felt like the same old monkey routine. You had to build it up.
I would have liked it if they did it so she was like a day short, and then her thing was to win it back and hold it for another year and a half or something. You know, but she's a heel. The heel went over as far as I'm concerned. She fucking accomplished, even though she lost the title, she accomplished her mission. She won the record. Now nobody else has that record. She holds it, and now she can try and prevent others from attaining.
I liked how that went down because it actually built up to the feud. Because there was, what was it? It was just the 3 teams.
Yeah, there was
nothing personal between Charlotte and the Bellas. That made it personal. That, I had you beat, and then you screwed me out 2 seconds into it. Like, I had the title.
Yeah.
There's a question, though. Where does Nikki go after she loses the match to Charlotte? Where she gets
That's a good question.
You know?
Oh, that whole main roster Divas division is a mess.
Right now, I would put it as next Hell in a Cell Survivor Series is next, right?
Yes.
We're gonna probably see a elimination women's match.
Is Survivor Series only 3 weeks after?
I can check.
Because I know this is like a weird.
Sure.
This is a weird time of year where like the Hell in a Cell was what 6? We're 6 weeks between pay-per-views right now. Between the last one.
Give me 1 second and I'll tell you. Survivor Series this year does not November 22nd.
Okay.
So we got a good gap between.
So like
okay, good.
Something like that.
Because I know there are a couple times a year where there's like a pay-per-view and then like 3 weeks later there's another stupid pay-per-view that shouldn't happen. Like Fastlane or something, I don't know.
TLC is pretty close. That's December 13th. But you can't have... That needs to be on the 13th. Or you can't have it too close to Christmas because...
Right, and then you can't have it too close to the Rumble.
Yeah.
To build up the Rumble.
So it has to fall.
I really don't like those pay-per-views that like happen so quick. Like 3 weeks is not enough time to sell a pay-per-view, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't mind the 3. There's no filler stuff. Like this week's Raw was more just getting you to the go-home show.
Right now,
So it's the go-home to the go-home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stick out during Raw? Because I see we've got a New Day Ambrose Orton promo.
That was probably the high, other than the Cena Ziggler match, the highlight of the night, just because New Day came down and just the listing off factions and putting over the fact they took out the Dudleys, Cena, and Dolph Ziggler.
I see.
It's just the New Day being the New Day. There's no better way of putting it. They grab the mic, they are gold. And in fact, Randy Orton was cracking up all the way while they were cutting the promo. He was just in the ring
great.
laughing.
Since we're talking about Raw, Steve, I know you've been stewing there, and you got some stuff to say about the Rusev Lana thing. I want to get your thoughts,
Jesus
man.
Christ! Yeah, let's talk about that. Steve, go ahead.
I figured we'd get there.
What the fuck?
I saw you brewing over there.
I mean, honestly, you fucking know TMZ broke the story.
Yep.
So everybody knows, and yet you have this dumb douche, Summer Rae, still come out with Rusev.
And then they bury the shit out of Rusev.
And yeah, they totally did. They have ruined. I mean, what the fuck? You know, it's like you couldn't have just kept that hidden for a little while.
I don't.
You know,
I think it was
play out.
I would say that was the elephant in the room, unfortunately. With the TMZ leak, you had to address it.
But address it by bringing Summer Rae out to the ring?
I don't know. I don't know how you would have addressed it, but you had to address the monkey in the room.
The whole angle was shit.
Forget
Broke
about
up Lana and Rusev in the first place, though.
I would be so okay with them coming back to. I thought of this in the shower this morning. Tell me if I'm on the wrong track here. I want Lana and Rusev back together, like Boris and Sasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle. I want them to do.
They're gonna go with it.
I want them to do something like. I want Lana to be like, Rusev, if we steal Mr. Sacco, you can use it to become WWE champion. He goes, yes, I will crush Mick Foley and steal his little sock man. And like, just do it. That's what I want to see. I want that 22 minutes long as a sitcom I can watch on the WWE network.
Actually, I'm gonna put my booking hat on this.
There you go.
Book them out of this hole. You just literally have Lana come out, have hit her Barry Ziegler, not literally Barry, but have him put over the fact, oh, this American tried to put the moves on me, but it made Rusev weak, and just take it, dive right back into the Russian. And just have her that much more bitter.
I see.
Over her American experience.
Hey, not to change the subject, but since you had mentioned the network, this is something interesting that just came up, and it was put out there by Uproxx. So apparently back in August, there was a pilot for something called NXT Kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, according to a casting call published by Backstage.com, it appears that WWE is moving forward with this kids-oriented program. The half-hour pilot features NXT matches with children accompanying Corey Graves on commentary, kids interviewing NXT performers, and, of course, a whole lot of Bayley. So apparently this is happening. They're looking for male and females ages 7 to 14, all ethnicities.
Hey, why don't you bring in, who's the tag team that super kicked the kid?
Oh, the Young Bucks?
That was the Young Bucks.
Why don't we bring in the Young Bucks?
Bucks in and have them kick people. You know, and it would be much more interesting if Corey Graves was training these kids to become wrestlers, and then like they put them up against like the Mechanics or something.
Right. Exactly.
Kids, your match is against the Vaudevillains. Good luck.
Hey kids, you got Brock Lesnar in an Iron Man match.
Right? Oh Jesus! Hell in a Cell. Oh, there was a thing, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day, Eric Bischoff was trying to put together a show called Mat Rats, and it was a children's wrestling show, and they were going to take tween and teenage children and teach them to wrestle, and they would put together their own like teenage teeny bopper fucking storylines. And at one point, I guess Natty Neidhart was involved as like an announcer or something, because she was, it was like 1999 or something, so she was young. Which is weird to think that she was almost involved in some creepy Mat Rats show with Eric Bischoff. But anyway, would that even work? I don't think people want to. I think the people that would watch kids wrestling are probably perverts. I'm not saying you have to be.
It would be Nambo's #1 show.
Right. It's not that you want to have sex with a child. It's just that if the opportunity presented itself, you probably wouldn't say no.
What was that guy's
You feel bad about it afterward,
Catch a
but
Predator?
you're still a pervert. Right, yeah, it's like those guys who just want to drink a six-pack and have a tickle fight. Like, it's... That's, you know. Oh, good night, everybody. Oh, goodness. I just don't... I think the concept is flawed, so I'm glad they're not involving children in the wrestling. Unless it was something like the Great Khali, seeing how far he could throw a child.
That would be amazing.
I would watch the shit out of that.
I would watch Brock Lesnar.
Steve thought about that for a second. He's like, I'm gonna throw him 20 feet.
I actually had a vision of it happening.
I would love to see Brock belly-to-belly overhead suplex. Just send him flying.
Like out in one of those things where people do like the shot put and shit for outdoor sports, and he stands in the circle and just suplexes the kid, and somebody comes out with a flag and marks it, and the tape measure comes out. Oh, I would pay extra. I would pay $14.99 a month if that was a program.
I would pay $20 for that.
Okay, you're right. I would go up to $19.99.
Or the new ride on the at the amusement park, the Cesaro swing.
Oh, geez, yes. Okay, so that's the competition. We have the Great Khali with the overhead throw. We have Brock Lesnar with the German suplex. We have Cesaro with the swing. And then I think Ryback would probably just one hand just throw. Mark Henry. We could have Mark Henry involved, yes. So we have all the big guys, and they're just throwing the children as far as they could. I would watch the shit out of that.
I would put butts in seats right there.
And at the end of it, they get a title shot. The winner gets a title shot. It all ties back into the program.
Yeah. There you go. you gotta tie it back in.
Yes.
Like some child abuse.
Nothing like some good old-fashioned child abuse. Oh, the good old days. Was Raw really that bad that we're talking about Brock Lesnar suplexing children in the track and field?
It just wasn't.
It was okay.
It was an okay
That
show.
was my highlight. That's about it.
How was the Cena Ziggler match? I heard there
Actually, that was a really good match.
That was an excellent match, but of course Cena won. Other than that, I fell asleep.
It was Cena Ziggler. What?
So
what else could you expect from it?
What are we doing here with this U.S. title if he's actually taking time off?
He's got to drop it.
Right?
Drop it at Hell in the Cell, probably. He's not going to drop it on him.
Who takes the challenge at Hell in a Cell? Like, you know,
I think Ziggler. I think Ziggler takes his rematch.
Yeah, I could see Ziggler pulling up another.
Okay.
Ziggler. What about Rusev?
Yeah, that's possible.
Have Lana come out in easy distraction.
There you go.
Well, is she ready to come back now?
It's a broken hand. She doesn't have to. She can
as long as she's not wrestling, she can come out and just have
walk in, like have the music hit and have her walk out.
Yeah, or get up on the apron even. That's about it.
Yeah,
she
doesn't need to anything.
Right. What if John Cena renews his feud with the New Day and has to face them? What if he faces them 3-on-1? And that's how they end up winning
match, or at the same time?
They still have the tag team match though.
Oh, they have the tag team match. Yeah.
But if they do a 3-on-1, that would easily.
Yeah, they can do a 3-on-1, or I like what you're saying. They could do a gauntlet match where, like, let's say like Big E is out first, or like I would say put out Kofi first. Let him work on him. He beats Kofi. Big E comes out and he looks like he's gonna beat Big E, but he doesn't. And then Big E softens him up enough for Xavier Woods to come in and get the easy win. So now you've got Xavier with the title, and then those two guys have their own belts.
That'd work. I'd like it. But also, if you put on Ziggler, they want to tie back into Total Divas with Brie.
That's also very possible. They could do that.
And have Ziggler pull a heel move. They already did the irate if they're hinting at it.
Right.
So that would be a good.
There's a lot of
Over.
possibilities. The one possibility that can't happen that we talked about a little bit before we went on air, I think, was him giving it up. Just
I do not.
vacating
I
the
really
title.
would prefer him not to do that.
Yeah, I would prefer that as well.
I don't
would
see
like to put
Cena
something
doing that though. Right? He's not that big of an ego. He's not
Right,
a
he's
Shawn
not Shawn
Michaels from
Michaels.
1993.
There we go. Oh, we're both on the
Tell
same
me a lie.
Cena did not lose his smile somewhere.
That's right.
No,
Did
I
he
would
lose
pay
his
money
muscle?
for him to come out and cut that promo.
And it's just that I've lost my smile. Because he always yells,
Yeah,
and he gets
And
really,
then-
and then he stops.
yeah. Then I would pay money for that. I'm not gonna lie. I would just have him cut a network promo. I would go on the network and watch it.
That would be a good show on the network, having current superstars redo famous promos.
Oh, I would. Some of it would be good.
It would be good if it's good, and it would be really good if it was the worst they got. Because I would want to see a shitty one. Like, I would want to see, like, Fernando try and cut the Royal Rumble 1992 with a tear in my eye. You know, just somebody who couldn't handle it cut this really elaborate promo.
I want to see Santino cut a classic Flair promo.
Oh,
That would
that would be so good.
He needs that to keep the accent though.
Yeah, no, it has to be in full accent, of course.
Gina Mean! Oh, man. We got way off track. Let's see what we can do here. Nobody gave a shit about any of those matches. Does anybody give a shit about the Lumberjack match?
I honestly did not. I don't understand why they.
I
I was
slept
like,
through
is
it.
this over yet?
I'm a full advocate of Kane getting the title match and even winning the belt, but why put them in? If they were gonna go that route, just have the entire it broke down in the middle of the match. Just have a huge brawl to end the show.
Yeah, why have your WWE champion lose his 16th out of 17 televised matches?
I'm not even caring about that. You should never have the bell ring with the challenger and champion 2 weeks out.
Yeah. There
I
should
don't
be
like
that.
keep.
Yeah.
Unless
Rollins,
it's a tag match or something.
yeah, well, one-on-one. Rollins is easily the weasel and can easily take the loss because he's playing that character where
Right.
they almost got him, and he just squeaks away. And I don't really see it hurting his. In fact, it's probably helping for the eventual payoff on whoever takes it.
I mean, it should help somebody. I
With the ratings, I can honestly see Kane walking out with it, with how Vince always does something crazy when ratings are down.
Or do you think we're gonna get Sheamus's cash in?
Maybe both.
That shit is looming. Yeah, but that's the worst part about Sheamus winning the title is the reign of terror Sheamus may have over the. I want to get tickets to WrestleMania this year, and I don't want to see Sheamus in the main event.
I
Is
don't
that
see
so much to
Sheamus-
fucking ask?
I don't
But
see him.
Sheamus has until June.
Yeah, I
Well, he
don't see
doesn't-
him being main event of WrestleMania.
I'm just saying if he wins between now and then, if he wins the title, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Hey,
I just
and
don't
I'll
want-
tell you one thing. Coming from last year's WrestleMania experience, it's worth it.
Well, I've been.
Yeah.
I went to 29 and 30. I
I'm
like
jealous.
29. I like 29 a lot better than I like 30, to be honest. But I liked New Orleans a hell of a lot better than I liked fucking New Jersey. Let's let's split hairs.
New Jersey is just an armpit.
Jesus Christ. I couldn't even try
I
and
found
pretend
I would
on that
never
one.
go back to. I swore I'd never go back to New Jersey.
The nicest part about New Jersey was the Red Lobster. Anyway, so Raw was the shits, and let's get on to the news. James Storm, the Tennessee Cowboy.
Sorry about your damn luck.
Oh,
I'm
Dixie
very
Carter.
excited.
Here's what Dixie Carter had to say. We've extended Bram's contract. No, wait. Every 2 months, they extended Brandon's fucking contract. Anyway, this was a good get.
It was
Absolutely.
surprising to see him pop up on a random NXT taping, though.
Apparently, that was all Billy Gunn's work too. Billy Gunn brought him in.
Though, any chance we see Bobby Roode and get some beer money?
That would
See,
be awesome.
JR suggested that, and I would be so okay with that because I think,
So-
More chance of that than AMW.
yeah, I think Braden Walker had his time.
Yeah. So it probably wouldn't be beer money, beer time.
I don't know, but I think I would like them if they're gonna if both of them showed up. It would be really good to get them involved in the tag team division.
It would be cool seeing them mix it up with the Dudleys and New Day.
Yeah, and it would be cool to see them just start with like the Mechanics and Gable and
Yeah.
Jordan and those guys because I think those, even though they're quote unquote veterans, they're both young guys.
Yeah.
I know they at this point maybe they are in their mid-30s, but I still consider them young guys. I think they could put on. They've still got a lot of years of upside left on them.
I agree.
Though speaking of tag teams, what happened to PTB?
What was that?
Primetime players. Where
Oh yeah, what the hell happened to them?
Yeah, we haven't seen much of them.
I know Titus O'Neil is delivering some speech to the U.S. Navy SEALs or something like that. So
they fell off the face of the earth.
they did. I just don't.
Well, but that just might be that Vince is having them do some outside shit too.
But look at the focus of the tag team division right now. It's the Dudleys and the New Day. So
Right.
even like the Ascension, the Ascension just formed a fucking stable with Stardust, and then they got squashed on Raw. So
Well,
they're not paid.
I really wouldn't say it really hurt them. They can still plug back in with Stardust with.
Right, but what I'm saying is like they were the focus for a little while,
Yeah.
and then they can only, the writers have ADD, so they only pay attention to.
They don't seem to be able to do two tag team feuds at the same time like they used to.
No, they can't.
WrestleMania, the old WrestleManias like Mania 4, 5, 6, they used to do like 3 or 4 different tag team feuds.
But
Yeah.
to put it back on question, who should have the Dudleys faced last night that had notoriety?
Oh no,
push
I'm
them?
not I'm not disagreeing with them losing or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm tying into what Eric was saying is that they don't have the attention span or something or the capability to do two things with tag teams simultaneously. So like even if like let's say the Ascension was in a feud with the Primetime Players. Maybe the Primetime Players comes out and causes a little bit of a distraction, so the Dudleys win, and they're winning going into the pay-per-view, and these guys interfered, so now they've still got their shit going on. So it's still being addressed.
Yeah, I just think it's a lack of tag teams, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is a depth issue because how many times can you
we got some really good teams, but there's not enough of the good teams.
Because we've got I'm even trying. They're escaping me right now. We've got the Primetime Players. We've got the fucking Matador gimmick.
They're probably working on a gimmick reboot with them since they dropped the bull.
Good, but so we've got those two teams on like the lower level.
Yeah.
We've got the New Day. We've got the Ascension. We've got the Dudleys and
Primetime Players that weren't on Raw.
Right, yeah, so that's it. There's no more Slater Gator.
He's backstage. He's floating around production trying to get his music played for the U.S. Open Challenge.
Yo, how many times can he do that? That's wonderful.
I was watching the video in the morning about that. I
He's
don't know.
still trying to do it every
Yeah,
time. That's really good. That's dedication.
I don't know how much legs that has, but
Yeah, I think nobody. I honestly didn't even realize that shit had happened. So that's still. I mean, I knew it happened a couple times. I know it was still going on.
I did my homework.
Nice. Here's one that I want to talk about because this is sad. Apparently, Blue Pants is no longer working with NXT.
It was a report. Blue Pants apparently came out and tweeted, "Don't believe everything you read."
Right.
So it might be they might be done for like an extended period.
Some
mean,
of the
they were
superstars
bad.
are a little resentful of her or something.
Yeah, she rubbed some
Yeah.
people the wrong way.
They felt like she was being too like vocal about her character and her booking when she was brought in to put people over. Like they thought of her as a jobber who shouldn't have any input, and she had input. She got over. She didn't have them. She has like a different merchandising deal because
Yeah,
she's kind of an independent person. So they just didn't like the girl, and she got that main event spot. The big spot in Brooklyn for the tag team title thing.
that was
So,
a big spot.
Everybody was jealous of her, pretty much. So, I hate to say women, but women.
Hey, if everybody's gunning for that top spot and someone comes in and
Right, out of
Comes
nowhere,
off-
literally out of nowhere.
and swoops in with is perceived ego, no one's
Yeah.
gonna take to it. I mean, even me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Take
Yeah,
to it too
I
nicely.
understand. Like you're working for years, and then somebody comes in. Yeah, I get it. It's just I love Blue Pants. So hey,
Well, but to me, she should naturally go over people like Eva Marie and Carmella
easily.
because she's just better.
Right.
No, I agree.
In their
I'm
minds,
just-
it's the other way around because they're the girls. They're the chosen girls. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate over.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm telling you, Asuka's gunning for that #1 spot soon.
Asuka.
The divas. It's also with the main event. There's a lot of big names that can be plugged in, and there's just not enough spots.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Cesaro. He's back in the tag team.
Jesus. That poor boy.
And Damian Sandow is nowhere to be found.
Oh, what happened? Put that fucking guy in a milk carton. Oh my God.
And then
And what's his name? Axel is gone.
And Barrett just mentioned that he wants to be in the tag team division or something.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Him and Sheamus should be like. I know it's gonna look like they just recreated like WWE 2K12 or 2K13,
Yeah.
whichever one that was.
They
Yeah,
had
so-
them and Drew.
Right, them and Drew as
Regal.
the United Kingdom or whatever it was with Regal. Yeah, but I think they would work as a tag team.
Or if they're gonna do as a face, him and Neville would be a good team.
Yeah.
That would be.
Like it would be come together out of respect because of the matches they've had together, something like that.
That could work.
I think I wish he didn't have to get turned on by the Cosmic Wasteland.
Yeah, that would
I
have been.
think
I love
could've
it.
Yeah, the Cosmic King with the
I
Cosmic
love that.
Wasteland would have been fucking great. But well, maybe we'll get another turn with that. Who knows? Did you see? Oh my God, there's a video. There was Stardust made his entrance and it wasn't going to be on TV, so he ran up to Eden, who was announcing the match, and air humped her, and then ran and did a cartwheel. He like ran up there and went like this, and then he went. It was just, and then just pulled off a fucking cartwheel. The guy is a wonder. I love Cody Rhodes.
He's amazing.
I am loving this.
Every gimmick that they gave him that should have not worked, he made work.
It was all the shitty ones too, like the "oh my face, don't touch my face" one. Like that never gets over, and he got it over.
And I really think that they had much more potential in the "I'm disfigured" thing too.
Yeah,
They could have went really, really dark, like Mankind dark. you know?
yeah. I like him and Ray at WrestleMania when he
That was
was.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was freaking awesome.
I love the brown
mustache,
bags.
the brown bags, yes.
That put the gimmick over the top with handing out the brown bags.
The T-shirt with the mustache on it was
cool.
That was a high point too.
I like the what was him and Sandow. Their tag team.
The Road
Oh, yeah.
Scholars.
Yeah, the Road Skulls.
I loved it.
That
Oh,
was
you were
great
not
when they
aware of
fuck-
this? Your posterior better contact someone immediately.
They fucked that up with the Money in the Bank.
I love the whole handshaking it, kind of like the vaudevillains do.
Yeah. Let's see. We're getting towards 8:00. Is there anything else really notable? I mean, the WWE wants Del Rio back, but I mean,
They're
who's the fuck he's gonna
just
do?
a report on WrestleZone.
Yeah.
that he
My
pulled
dessert
out
is
of
ready.
the WXW event in
Oh yeah,
Germany.
he no-showed. Yeah, he no-showed that show in Germany.
So it might be a. I honestly, I sided with the WWE on this. While the employee was in the wrong, you don't go over and hit him.
I agree. I don't think he should have been fired though.
I
he should have been suspended.
think that was the point, and Del Rio probably told him to shove the job.
Right.
That guy ended
They
up
probably
getting-
did like
getting laid off, fired like sometime after too.
probably did a fire rehire, kind of like Daniel Bryan.
Maybe. And then here's the thing that I was thinking when I first heard that WWE might want back Del Rio is that the guy's setting his own schedule right now. He's making his own money. Like, he's commanding a price and getting it. So there are only two ways that he's going back. One is that he's not making as much money as I think he's making. Or two, WWE comes back and says, okay, we want you back. And he goes, this is the number I'm going to work for. And they say, okay. Or they offer him more. Because he's not, I don't think he's going to go back without stipulation. You know, somebody who was a main event guy coming back like that, he's going to come back with some sort of. It has to be financial considerations or booking considerations or merch, or there has to be some carrot to make it worth his while.
Right, but also the reason that they want him is because they want someone for the Hispanic demographic. You know, specifically.
You haven't heard about Ronaldo Reigns?
They try to Juan Cena.
They should give Reigns that Ronaldo haircut, the fucking soccer player thing. And then
that promo was painful last night, though.
I didn't even hear it, and I heard it was bad. Like, everything I've heard about it was that it was just not good.
Well, right from the get-go, it's a Chicago crowd.
I actually thought he handled the Chicago crowd like a pro. I thought he did a great job.
No, I'm saying what the issue is right from the gate. There's no point in putting him out and having him cut a.
Well, he was definitely going to get torn apart no matter what.
Yeah, 10-minute plus promo. And to be honest, I didn't really like how he handled the what chant or the boring because he doesn't have the charisma to bring the crowd back into it.
I thought he did a great job.
I would have loved the whole what and have him just do what Austin used to do and just repeat himself.
Well, yeah, but he's not Austin.
Yeah. But I'm not saying he doesn't
the whole
need
crowd
to be
is
Austin.
chanting what, and like after like 5 minutes, he turns to the crowd and goes, "What? You guys can't hear me?" And it was just like the way he did it. It was fucking funny. You know, like I think
the guy does have a natural charisma. That's the thing. He's a likable guy. I want to like him. He seems really nice.
I'm not saying anything rude against him.
There is something missing that will take him to the next step. Is what I'm saying.
Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah,
that I agree with.
That's all. That was the big issue. He doesn't need a 10-minute plus promo. Have him come down, be the badass. I'm gonna kick Bray Wyatt's ass. He screwed me out of the title. There's nothing that's gonna stop me from going through Bray Wyatt to the WWE World Title.
Right. Well, honestly, dude, nobody needs a fucking 10-minute long promo. If you can't get it done in the first 2 minutes, you're doing something wrong.
I would give Heyman 10 minutes every night.
Yeah, but that's Paul Heyman.
I know.
He can talk about anything for 10 minutes.
I had to put Heyman over.
Most people, you don't want to hear him talk for that long.
Yeah.
Ric Flair has some great promos. You ever notice they're fucking 90 seconds long?
Yep.
That's what Macho Man, the cream of the crop. You could watch all of them. There's clips on YouTube, and they're just.
I watched it. That's what I was listening to last night. It was just a compilation of Macho Man promos.
The one where he touched Elizabeth, he hit Elizabeth, and he's sitting. He's not even on the set. He's just sitting on the floor, and the camera had to pull back.
Yeah. But for Reigns, it needs to be short, concise, and to the point. Especially in front of a Chicago crowd that's going to eat him alive, even if he came out and cut a Paul Heyman promo.
Yeah, no, he should have just really, he didn't even need to say anything. He should have came out, made like he was going to start the promo. As soon as the crowd started, here's what they should have had as a contingency plan. When the crowd started to shit on Roman Reigns, send somebody out to attack him and have him beat him up. It's an old
It was
tactic, but it works.
it was right before this match with
Well, he had a match with Braun Strowman, right?
It was right. I was right before the match with Braun Strowman. Why not send out Bray Wyatt to help? At least salvage it, or send Braun Strowman out from the crowd.
Yeah, something, man. Like
There's
it was
20 ways of saving it without putting what probably is going to be the Royal Rumble winner.
If I was going to try and book Raw, oh please God no. If I was to book Raw, a 10-minute Roman Reigns promo would be nowhere on those pages. Nowhere. There would be nowhere in my script where it would say 10-minute Roman Reigns.
It's definitely too much.
That's way too long. That guy, and the poor guy, like, I get it. He does. He holds it together for 60-something% of it. He does really good.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the tail end.
It's just too much for him. I don't. He's not The Rock, and I think they're trying to make him The Rock.
Right, he should be him. The sweaty Samoan big boss man.
I think he's perfect in the mid card.
I think the Shield was perfect as it was, and even if you put the title on one of the guys and you had two of the guys as backup with the tag team titles, it would have been fine. Why do we need to split up the Shield? The Shield was doing great. The only one in the Shield that's looking good nowadays is fucking Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose is on the goddamn pre-show. What universe are we living in? Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose are on the pre-show for this pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's fucking retarded.
If I was Dean Ambrose, I would be so sad, both because I'm going bald and because my career is now I'm in the opening match on a pre-show.
Like I really want to see Ambrose in the main event.
I do too. I think he is.
I
the
heard
next
he's
guy.
one of the big names that are supposed to be stepping up for Cena's absence.
That would be great because he is one of the big merch sellers for them, and if they really put focus on him, he's a hidden gem as far as I'm concerned because I don't think they see it. He is the next kind of Stone Cold guy, and I'm not saying he's going to be like
I'm not
7.5 Raw ratings every week when he gets on the air, but I'm saying that he has the same kind of manic energy that Stone Cold has. Oh man, all caps from Alexis. Don't even get me started. So already the fans are turning on this idea that Dean Ambrose is in the fucking pre-show. It's so stupid.
Ridiculous.
Is anyone excited for the Taker match?
No.
Like I honestly, I do not want to see it. There is no good way out.
Oh, there's only two ways out. It's either Brock Lesnar once again beats up a 60-year-old man and proves nothing, or Brock Lesnar does the job to a 60-year-old man and makes every move that he does meaningless.
What about seeing Kane? That's the only out I'm seeing. Where
only if we have somebody on microphone going, that's gotta be Kane, and he rips the door off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was call back to that, but there's no way that Brock should lose.
Instead of Paul Bearer, it's Stephanie. And the lights are red. The lights go out and everything turns red.
What about you do a hologram of Paul Heyman? No, not Paul Heyman.
A hologram of Paul Bearer, like they did with Tupac. Yes, yeah. I would be okay with that. If they can do it on a fucking lantern, if they can make a small child appear or Bray Wyatt appear out of a fucking lantern with smoke in it, they have the budget for Paul Bearer.
Oh yeah, I honestly think Taker's gonna win this because he has more dates coming up with the WWE.
But I don't know, what does that leave for Brock Lesnar? Now Brock Lesnar went from defeating the Streak to losing twice in a row to The Undertaker, which takes a guy who last year picked up John Cena about 300 times and prison raped him at SummerSlam to the guy that's getting kicked in the nuts by the fucking Undertaker. I don't get it. None of this shit makes sense.
I'm not saying any of it makes sense. It's just what are the outs in our current situation?
The only other out is if Judas Messias and Abyss pulled them both through the ring and underneath the ring, and that's how the pay-per-view ended.
Maybe.
Wouldn't that be a hell of a way to debut Abyss in WWE?
I'll be right back, though. Sorry.
We should probably wrap things up.
I'm sorry.
10 after. Yeah, we'll wrap things up real quick. We'll go once around the room. Everybody gets their last thoughts. And I'll start with Eric. Eric, give us your final thoughts here, sir.
Yeah, well, Raw was not great. You know, it's okay. Hell in a Cell looks kind of lackluster, but, you know, we'll get through it. I really wish that they would do Survivor Series like they used to. You know, 'cause that's the next big one coming up. And, you know, I mean, look, they used to have team names, team captains. The teams made sense. The opponents made sense. Everything meshed together.
The Vipers versus the Visionaries.
Yeah, I loved it. The Hulkamaniacs, the $1 Million Team, the Perfect Team, whatever. You know.
The Warriors. That was my favorite Survivor Series team. We should do favorite Survivor Series team, but everybody already knows my number one now. The Warriors. It was the Road Warriors, the Modern Day Warrior, and the Ultimate Warrior. They were all Warriors.
That was great.
And that would be the team. I would take that team against any other Survivor Series team ever.
I also liked Hogan, Jake, and Demolition.
Ooh. Good pick.
But anyway, I just had to get that off my chest because bothers me. It bothers me. I wish, but anyway, needless to say, tagmeadate.com. If you're ready, willing, and able to meet that someone, come join in.
Wow, that was a good tie-in there.
Brought a tear to my eye.
All right, Ryan the intern, what do you got for us, buddy?
Oh, I don't know, man. That was a rough draw. Hell in the Cell's looking rough.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Next week, top 5 Hell in the Cell matches.
Yes, because the pay-per-view is coming up next week, we're going to do our top 5. Or probably the Friedman thing, we'll do the 5.
We'll
and then
probably do a Hell in the Cell preview and top 5 Hell in the Cell.
Excellent. Thank you, Ryan. And Stuart.
You?
Let's see. I agree with Eric and sign up for
Okay. I don't know if I
rough.
caught any of that.
I didn't catch any of that. No offense to you.
I didn't catch
I'm not burying it what he said. I just didn't hear any of it.
You made some very good points, I'm sure.
I concur with you on every point.
I concur. Look at the point. Okay, Steve, how about you?
Tagmeadate.com, first month's free. Location searching is up. More to come.
Bazinga. All right. Also, I guess we should point out a couple things. Our good buddies, the Cam Ann Connection, won their match on Saturday night at the Hunt for Gold October in Bethany, Northeast Wrestling. As you know, they've been representing TagMeADate.com quite diligently.
Did they rock us at the show?
I believe they did. And you guys, let's see here. I'm just overall, I'm trying to think about things that happened at that event. It was really good. Caleb Conley came all the way in from North Carolina and wrestled Dijak, and they had a hell of a match. Frankie Arion and Matt Taven had a hell of a match. Matt Taven retained. But the big news, which I think you guys might have seen on Facebook, is that the Battle Brothers lost their tag team titles to Sherman and Slade Team Friendship, who are, again, friends of the show. The Big Jew, Mark Sherman, and that guy Scotty Slade. As Sherman likes to say, he was searching for Jew gold and he found it. So congratulations to those guys, and they'll be representing the colors well.
Very happy.
And that was also a hell of a match. So overall, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure it's going to be up on DVD or on the High Spot streaming or something. Honestly, for me, match of the night probably was Dijak, Caleb Conley. Those guys worked their asses off, and it was a good match. I told Caleb after the show, I was like, "You're my favorite wrestler." He said I had very low standards, so it was nice that he's humble about it. But check out tagmedate.com, of course. These guys are working very, very hard on the website to make changes and improvements and things. And I've heard a couple of things that will be coming up. Lots of exciting stuff. And, of course, next week we're going to preview Hell in the Cell. So if you'll check us out every Tuesday night live on YouTube, type Tag Me a Date, all one word, into the search bar. It will bring you to the Tag Me a Date account. You can see our live stream and our, all of that good stuff, our archive chats, etc., etc. That's, again, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So we will see you all next week. And we're going to finish out with a little word from our buddy Hartzell.
Guys, it's finally here. Our first ever online dating service for wrestling fans. My name is Hartzell. I'm a radio DJ here in Kansas City, Missouri. But hey, don't take my word for it. Sign up today. Tagmeadate.com. Your first month's free. Why not give it a shot? Tagmeadate.com.